Now here in the Ballygarry Hotel, just outside Tralee, groups, individuals and community representatives from all over Kerry have gathered to develop a response to the Tourism Ireland initiative for 2013, The Gathering. The Gathering is going to bring thousands of new visitors and return visitors to Ireland.
We're here tonight to generate lots and lots of ideas, and I'm sure you've come with ideas. And what I want to do this evening is just to tap into all of that, all of the ideas that you have. So allow yourself to be a little bit mad, to let things flow freely. It doesn't have to be practical, it doesn't have to be reasonable, it doesn't have to be well thought through, because after tonight all these ideas will be developed further and the best ideas will make it through, and if you really want to do something you can do it anyway, you don't need anybody's help to do it.
What we've come up with is called Stepping Out in Kerry, and what it is it's a strictly set dancing showcase, and as we found out from two of our members here at the table tonight, there's a huge diaspora across the world who enjoy set dancing and set dancing clubs. And we're going to actually invite them back to Listowel for the beginning of October, where there's already an existing week, a set dancing week.
We're having the biggest O'Sullivan clan gathering in South Kerry, and we're going to break the Guinness Book of Records with a week-long events for all of the O'Sullivan families from all over the world, ending with a Cork-Kerry O'Sullivan football match in the local jail.
Whoa!
So Jim Miley, tell us all about The Gathering.
Well, The Gathering is an opportunity for us to make the connections that we have all over the world. For decades, for centuries, I suppose, Irish people have been travelling the world. They've been putting down roots across every continent in the world. 2013, we want to reach out to those connections all over the world and invite them back to Ireland.
But our idea is the Kerry Camino Walking Heritage Weekend, which is a pilgrim walking route which commemorates St. Brendan, who, as you all know, discovered America. And St. Brendan is also the patron saint of the US Navy. I don't think anyone knew that bar or table. So that's our idea.
We have the Irish Gathering of Mayors. There's mayors throughout the world that have Irish, and celebrating the Irish contribution to public service worldwide.
The secret of The Gathering is that it's about individuals, it's about you and me, it's about our communities, it's about our parishes, it's about our clubs or organisation, be it a GAA club or a card club or whatever. It's about finding reasons to organise gatherings. It might be only a one-night event, it could be a week-long festival, it could be an existing festival where we bolt on something new that would have the capacity to attract people from overseas. And really what we're saying to people is get out there, organise those events, and then use your own personal connections.
I think we've got the winner anyway tonight down here. What we're calling ours is the Kerry Sevens, okay? With the utmost respect to Dublin and Croke Park, Kerry is the home of Gaelic football. So what we're saying is simply, come to Kerry for 7 nights, for 7 aside, for 7 games. We'll get you trained by one of the Kerry greats, be it Mikey Sheehy, Maurice Fitzgerald or whatever. As I said to my table, if I was told Maurice Fitzgerald would train me, I'd leave the wheelchair. So I say the winner tonight is the Kerry Sevens. Come home to the home of football.
Fantastic.
We've had some wonderful ideas so far. Some of them are really simple. For example, one person suggested that we all have a birthday next year. So why don't we make an effort to invite someone we know from overseas to come home for our own birthday party?
And what we'd have to do is families would have to invite an overseas visitor to come and trace Kerry's different sites. We have an orienteering event which would be overtime, and we'd build loyalty, and we'd have multi-teams, and you'd get a stand for every area you went to. So our theme would be Find Kerry's Gold.
And there's an opportunity there maybe to go through the school records, to go through the birth registers, identify the people from the parish or the community that now live overseas, and make that special effort to invite them home to join in on that local festival. So it's not all about creating new things, it's about building on successful existing things. But the secret to it, I think, is that reaching out, is that making those connections. And the Irish people are really good at this.
Our concept is the Kerry Adventure Challenge. Basically, it's just taking advantage of all our natural man-made aspects that we have. So
our surf, our sea, our mountains, our forests, our walking. So basically having a week-long event.
Let's say that tourism is the lifeblood of Kerry. Tourism and agriculture are the two biggest employers in the county, with tourism being the number one. The gathering is a huge opportunity to promote and expand our tourism product in this county. I'd have to say probably in recent years we took our eye off the ball in terms of tourism. We took our county for granted and we expected people to come to Kerry because they always came to Kerry. That has not happened in the last couple of years and we have lost our market share. And I think with a number of initiatives, the Fall to Kerry group, the Go Kerry initiative and now the gathering, I think it's a huge opportunity to put Kerry back as the number one tourist location in the country.
Kerry equals sport, a week of pure sporting joy in Ireland's kingdom. Basically, it's a week-long sporting extravaganza connecting, and the underlying is connecting the traditional sports that make Kerry famous with a world audience that will enjoy them. We think the audience potentially is tens of thousands for this. It's basically going to be based on the massive success of the Sky programme that two of us were involved in last Saturday night, which showed Gaelic games and greyhound racing linking together, and together being the key word. We aim to join golf, GAA, Gaelic games and horse racing in a week-long extravaganza event of world-class crack in world-class venues and broadcast worldwide.
To me, I think our biggest market is the UK. And while we've been concentrating on the US for quite a while, I think the UK is the place to go. It's our nearest neighbour, they're English-speaking like ourselves, and there's a huge Irish diaspora over in the UK. And I suppose now that the troubles are over, thank God, we're now in a situation where we can start turning our attention to the UK. Access is easy, access is cheap, and I think we can bring in substantial money and substantial people from the UK if we market it properly.
Our idea is community theatre in Kerry. It would be a week to 10-day event where we would invite community theatre groups, or what we might know as amateur drama groups, because there's a great tradition of amateur drama in Kerry, and target those, particularly I suppose in the US and UK, that may be linked to Irish centres, but beyond that, and invite them back for a week-long festival where they perform their play, encourage them to perform plays by the Kerry writers firstly, or maybe Irish writers in general, and that they would link with local drama groups around the country, so you'd have a kind of a twinning of drama groups.
Yeah, well, we're hoping to work with the Kerry Association in London primarily. We've also been invited to Derby next year as the lead county in their Patrick's Day Parade. And that allows us, I suppose, to promote the county, because one of the things we learned from the bus tour, which actually frightened me, was people came up and they said, "Where is Kerry?" We always assumed everybody knew where it was, and they don't, even in England, our nearest neighbours. So we got to get out there, and I suppose working with the Kerry diaspora, working with the Go Kerry website, working with the fact with the Olympics coming up in England, we've had the opportunity of getting the name Kerry out there on flyers and posters around London, and I think we'll build from that.
We're going to have a global gathering of Irish farmers in Kerry. We're going to call it Kerry Meets Kerry, because we're going to do it through our biggest company, which is Kerry Group. We're going to reach out to all their companies, their staff, and the diaspora, and we're going to do it through a two-tier customer base, both commercial and, as I said, through the diaspora.
Because it's one thing to, I suppose, put ads about Ireland and the lovely rain and the misty fields, put those in ads in TV or print or wherever. But I think it's another thing if someone gets that personal invitation. I think it's probably much more powerful. And we're really saying to people, let's make it really personal next year and get as many people as possible home.
We want to celebrate one of Ireland's most famous islands, and of course that is the Blasket Island. We want to call it Blaskets, our island home 60 years on. We think that it has capacity to capture large populations from Springfield and also from Connecticut and all across the world, and we're looking at about 2,000 people.
Ours is what's in a name. Did you know there's a town in Canada called Kelleher? Our idea is to bring the town of Kelleher in Canada to come to Kerry and join with the Kelleher clan and have a great time. And that's our idea. And I'm sure there's loads of towns like it.
Yeah, our idea here is actually to have the International Pipe and Drum Festival. So there is, across the world, there's a global band community, and it's quite easy to tap into. So our idea is to invite that global community to Kerry for a band competition, and we'd have say, the 50 bands from across Ireland to come, but all of the international bands, and we would definitely target some of the high-profile ones like the New York Pipe Band, who leads out the St. Patrick's Day Festival, etc. And we reckon we get about 2,500.
This was absolutely fantastic, and it gives you an idea of the very diverse ideas that are in the room, and also the richness of the ideas and the capacity of everybody here to make something very significant happen.
And that's it now, ladies and gentlemen. You can tell just by looking around you the support that's there and the enthusiasm that's there. We've got the Mayor of Kerry here, Terry O'Brien, who's threatened to stand up and kick a ball if Maurice Fitzgerald turns up. We've got Councillor Johnny Wall, the Mayor of Tralee. We've got Councillor Sean O'Grady, Mayor of Killarney, our councillors, and of course the County Manager Tom Curran. Agus focal score, mas rudé go bhfuil géal gor sa siomra, bhhaidlum búla lat mar tá five agam. Inish, ladies and gentlemen, the ball is in, the game is on. Let's go for it.